Hey, so I wanted to do a quick little demo tutorial. And so as we prepare to go back to school in Georgia, I just want to have some quick little tools and resources for educators to have in their tool belt when it comes to using AI systems to AI tools to create systems. And so I'm going to do a quick demo for, let's say, a staff meeting agenda. So I'm not even going to type in ChatGPT. I'm going to use the dictate button and I'm just going to talk and I'm going to say, hey, I am preparing for back to school and I want to put some systems in place. One of the systems that I want to put in place is I want to have a template for my staff meetings that can be used consistently over and over. So create a template for a 60-minute meeting, include welcome, snaps and shout outs, key reminders, upcoming dates, and then the main points of the meeting. Following the main points of the meeting, I want to leave room for questions or comments from participants in the meeting. And I want to have time constraints on each of those agenda areas. Create a template that can be used consistently ongoing throughout the year for for my meetings. Notice, and then I'm gonna hit send. Notice it's errors in here. I'm just talking like I'm talking to a friend. Go. Okay. I'm talking like I'm talking to a friend, and I'm not going back to correct it because chat will figure it out. I'm going to, while ChatGPT is thinking about that, I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to go over to Claude and I'm going to put in the exact same thing and see which one gives me the outcome that I like the best. So let's go back. Chat is turning it into a polished, reusable meeting agenda. Let's see what Claude is doing. Claude is thinking, structuring for a reusable, consistent staff meeting structure. They're both thinking. And so I like to put a lot of things into both places because sometimes I like the output that ChatGPT gives me, but then a lot of times I like the output that Claude gives me as well. So, and it could be where I have two different templates that I want to use where I want to alternate them throughout the year. So that's an option as well. So chat is still working. Claude is still working. I should have timed them. But chat, they usually well, I know chat tells you how much time it took on, it tells you how much time it takes on each task. So let's see. I'm just kind of going back and forth to see who finishes first. So chat has set the timing so that the agenda runs exactly 60 minutes with the largest block reserved for the meeting's main work. Uh, and a protected 7 minutes for participant questions or comments. Also adding simple follow through page. Okay. For decision and action items. I didn't even ask for that, but thank you. Okay. So Claude is done, and this is what we have. Move over a little bit. So a 60-minute staff meeting, we have 5-minute welcome, and it gives a section for notes and talking points. So this is good for leaders or anyone creating. So when I'm creating these things, if you're planning a staff meeting, this would probably be the principal, AP, or the coach. But then think about if you're a teacher planning your parent teacher conferences, your parent meetings, and how you would have an agenda for that just to keep you on track. And it's good to give the parent the agenda so that they know how much time they have because some of those meetings can go on and on. But if they know they have this amount of time and this is what's covered in each segment, it helps your meeting flow a lot faster. So this is the one that Claude gave me. I like it a lot. I like the format of it. Chat is still working. Back to Claude. So I like the format of it. it has broken down the times very nicely, 7 minutes for snaps and shout outs. And we always include snaps and shout outs because it's so important that we celebrate our wins throughout the school year. Starting from the very first meeting, celebrate those wins. Key reminders, upcoming dates, that should be quick. And then 26 minutes for the main portion of your meeting. Then you have your questions and comments and your closing. And so these times can be adjusted as needed, but for each meeting, I have a basic layout of my meeting, which is great. Okay, and here we go. Chat GPT is done, and it has given me let me click on it. It has given me a template as well. And so just off the jump, I like the look of Chat's layout better. But this can always be adjusted. I do like that ChatGPT gave me purpose and prompts. So gave me some little talking points here or things that I can share or help me remember what to talk about in each section. So that's really good. And so just that quick, I have two options for reusable templates that I can use throughout the school year for my faculty meetings so that I'm not starting from scratch with each meeting. For some schools, I know my school, we used to have our mission, vision, and core beliefs on every agenda. So that may be something that you can set up at the beginning. Go ahead and stick that mission, vision, and core beliefs in there and say, hey, be sure to include this as a part of the template that you're creating. So just a quick little tutorial about how to set up your template for your staff meetings using ChatGPT. Super quick, super easy, and now it's done for the year. All you're doing is changing the date, facilitators, location, maybe. If you have it in the same place, you don't have to change that. You can go ahead and type it in. It stays for the year. Note taker, maybe that person stays for the year or for the semester, and it may change for the second semester. But hey, two very good templates to get you started and carry you throughout the year. So we have our welcome, snaps and shout outs, key reminders, upcoming dates, main points of the meeting. That's the bulk of the meeting. You have your question and comments and your closing. Then you have a place that whoever's taking notes can write the action items in here. And then facilitator tips at the bottom. I didn't even realize this was here. Send the completed agenda to staff at least 24 hours in advance. So the staff already knows what you're going to talk about during the meeting. Great. Assign a timekeeper to give a 2-minute warning before each section ends. So very important that we talk about assigning roles in meetings. It's very important that we do that even in our large meetings, like our staff meetings. If a discussion runs long, move it to the parking lot or follow up in writing or a small group. Good idea. Or you can, a couple of these things I would say may not take quite as long. Like if you're doing upcoming dates, that may not take 6 minutes. All you're doing is talking about the events that are coming up. And this is probably faculty meeting. It's not the time to talk about who's responsible. That's in your committee meetings. So you may say the contact person for this event is this person. So that should not take 6 minutes. Key reminders should be fairly quick. And typically our snaps and shout outs are a little bit quicker than that too. Maybe 5 minutes for snaps and shout outs. Welcome could be about 2 to 3 minutes. So some of that time could be taken and put down into the main points. I would probably do that before looking at extending time. Um, Anything that can be email, routine reminders. Yeah. And so, yeah, some things that are not, I mean, you're always going to have emails. So some things will just be an email. It's not a part of the meeting anyway. Protect the main block. That's the main thing. So I just wanted to come back and review that real quick because I really like the facilitator tips and I particularly like the action steps, who's responsible for it or the owner of it and when it's due. I like those two items. So I wanted to be sure to point that out. All right. have a great night for real this time.